Hi, this is Adam Buker, and you're watching Music Philosophy, the podcast that connects music to life. Well, this week I've been working on yet another orchestral piece. I haven't come up with a title for it, but I'm thinking it might be along the lines of Thought Sketches or maybe Triumph. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But it's going to be the opposite of the piece that I mentioned the last time. The piece I mentioned last time was about overcoming despair. And this one is actually, well, from the way the themes and the development is shaping up, it sounds like it's going to be the exact opposite, about achieving triumph. So that may be what the piece is called, Triumph. Still haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, I've got the opening part up. It begins very simply with a little appreciated harp chord. And then from there it slowly builds up to a climax, and then it launches into a 7/4 metered section, which moves at a somewhat of a brisk pace. Anyway, I'll have the opening bit that I've worked on so far available for listening on my website, and there will be a link to that in the sidebar. As for what I've been listening to this week, I'm sure many of you who are avid YouTube fans like I am have seen the multiple videos posted up of Susan Boyle's appearance on Britain's Got Talent. And I think this lady is remarkable. She had the gumption to get up in front of a national televised audience and sing the way that she did, with so many people initially thinking, this is going to stink. And then she just knocked their socks off. She had confidence in her ability to sing and sing beautifully, and she most certainly did that. Lately, with the advent of the Tea Parties, Susan Boyle, and the rising popularity of Atlas Shrugged, I think those three events happening are a really good sign that the culture may not be as bad as I was initially thinking it was. The Tea Parties, they demonstrate at some level that people are aware that what the government is doing is not right and goes against the Founding Fathers' vision for this country. And in response to that, they are rebelling against what has been done in Washington during not only the Bush administration, but also during right now with the Obama administration. I think a lot of these people are the people who typically don't really care to vote in elections because for many, many years, their opinion hasn't mattered and they haven't had somebody worth voting for. And I think finally enough people are tired of what our government's doing that we're willing to speak out in defense of liberty. The only thing that bothers me about these events is that sometimes these events are hijacked by conservatives or by Christians and other people, well, by extreme Christians who are wanting to usurp the vision behind these events for their own agendas. But really what I see is a pro-liberty, pro-reason, and pro-life, and by that I don't mean in the sense of anti-abortion, I mean in the sense of pro-man's life, here and now and on this earth, movement for liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And another really great and positive sign about these Tea Parties is that there have been a great many objectivist speakers at these events who are able to provide an intellectual focus. And if you check out www.dianahsieh.com facebook.com/blog, you can see a report on some of the speeches that have been given at the tea parties all around the nation, and it's really encouraging. Also, in somewhat related news, the sales of Atlas Shrugged for this year alone, for the first 4 months of 2009, have broken the 200,000 sales mark. I think currently, several times so far, they've broken into the number 1 spot in fiction on Amazon, and they're still within the bestseller list. I believe currently they may even be outselling The Audacity of Hope by Barack Obama, which is even a better sign, and quite remarkable when you consider that this book is 52 years old. So I think, given the current political events and the dissatisfaction and frustration, people are trying to seek new answers and new ideas, and a culture that has stifled intellectual and artistic development. And I think another good sign for our culture is the enthusiastic response to, as I mentioned earlier, Susan Boyle's performance on Britain's Got Talent. You know, even considering that the show is in Britain, there is a lot of people over here in the United States that have been absolutely amazed by her performance. And honestly, I hope she has a really great and long singing career as a result of this. She deserves it, or she deserves at least to make a shot. Like I said earlier, be sure to check out my website and listen to the orchestral piece I've been working on. And also check out Susan Boyle on YouTube if you haven't done so already. You guys have a great afternoon, and that's all for today.